Welcome to the Daily Delivery, something new we're going to try here at GoPowercat.com. Of course, I'm publisher Tim Fitzgerald, and I'm here in my home office, my little piece of paradise in Manhattan, Kansas. Well, the Big 12 finally decided it's going to be 10 football games in 2020. And of course, that means the 9 regular conference games will be played, plus 1 non-conference opponent for each Big 12 team. Now, the problem is we don't know exactly who that will be or when that will be for each team. Okay, let's look at it this way. The FBS non-Power 5 conferences still have to decide if they're playing non-conference games. Most probably will. But what if they decide to go conference only also? And the FCS is a mess because the NCAA said its decision is up to the schools. If the conferences or schools want to play in the fall or spring, it's up to them. And that means whichever season has the most participants, that's when the playoffs will take place. If that turns out to be the spring, you better believe the Missouri Valley and North Dakota State and all those really good programs will switch to the spring. And that will create chaos for programs around the Big 12 that are counting on FCS games as their non-conference opponent. Right now, Kansas State has 2 non-conference games remaining on its schedule. Vanderbilt's gone. The SEC is playing conference only. That leaves Buffalo out of the MAC, and then, of course, North Dakota, not North Dakota State, an FCS program. Now, do you want to bring in a team from Northern New York into Manhattan, Kansas for your non-conference game? And what if the MAC goes conference only? We don't know for sure. Buffalo would be my choice. But if not, that leaves you North Dakota, and then the FCS decision. And the FCS is waiting until August 21 as a deadline to make that choice. That's right before seasons can start. So it's a real mess. So basically, K-State's non-conference game will be either Buffalo or North Dakota or another school not yet identified, maybe like a Tulsa or someone out of Conference USA. It's really, really confusing right now. So the Big 12 is going to realign the league schedule to start in mid-September. It's weird, I know. And the non-con games can start as soon as August 29. Look, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. We send it out at least once a day, and it'll come right to your email inbox, and you'll get all the latest headlines. Whenever something happens, you'll know immediately. And as I mentioned, the Big 12 is planning to redo the conference slate, saying that the process could take a couple weeks. That means late August. That means if teams can start on August 29th, they may not know until less than 10 days before the kickoff of the season who and where they're playing in conference play. It's really less than ideal, and it seems absolutely insane, but keep in mind, it's the Big 12. Finally, welcome veteran sports writer Adam Suderman to the GoPowercat's staff. He's a new member of our recruiting team. He joins the Ryans, Ryan Wallace and Ryan Gilbert, covering recruiting for our subscribers. And to celebrate 10 years of 24/7 sports and more than 20 of GoPowercat.com, right now you can get 20% off your subscription to GoPowercat.com. 50% off an annual sub. Make sure you take care of that right away. And also check out the Life of Fitz podcast this week. I had a great conversation with former K-State receiver and coach Michael Smith. Get caught up with Smitty. He's such a great dude. And the PowerCat Questions podcast is up at GPC right now. And the Overtime, our fun podcast, arrives every Friday. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast at your favorite podcast provider, such as Apple or Spotify. Well, that's it for now. Become a GPC VIP at 50% off and head on over to Wabash Station and join the discussion of K-State sports with your fellow Wildcats.